So what's up guys, I am Black Ops Amazing, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now, I didn't really plan on making a video today because, well, there's not too much going on in the zombies community, or COD as a whole. Modern Warfare 3 is in a bit of a stalemate right now. The next game isn't being revealed until next month. For the most part, right now, there's no new content, there's no drama, or is there? Because as soon as I loaded up Twitter, I saw a video from a very good zombies content creator, I would call him. I've used a couple of his videos and renders for references in the past. I like the way he presents things. That's getting a little bit off topic, but like I said, I loaded up Twitter or X. I saw this, which piqued my interest because it was about Treyarch using AI in their video games. And because of this, more than likely, he's not going to be covering Call of Duty content in the future.
So, what's next? Well, I don't really know. I haven't really committed to anything. All I know for certain is that I won't be making any content on Gulf War or Black Ops 5 or 6 or whatever the hell it's called. Recently, Treyarch outed themselves as using generative AI like DALL-E and Midjourney in the creative process instead of, hiring an actual artist, and I simply refuse to support it.
Now, as I would say a pretty casual player when it comes to Call of Duty, I only play the MP every now and again. Actually, let me correct myself, over the past few years, I play MP for the first couple of weeks and then bin it off. Although it used to be one of my favourite modes, I think it's really gone downhill. The campaign I always complete on day one, or at least start it the day it comes out and then finish it within a week. Besides from MW3, because of the reviews, that was the only campaign that I just didn't play up until about a month ago, and I don't regret it. It is easily one of the worst campaigns I've ever played, and zombies, well, as you can see by the videos on this channel, that is more my mode. The gameplay as of late, over the past few games, is meh. Do I play it a lot? No, but still more than most. I'm more interested in the story, and even that over the past few years has just gone down and been uninteresting, lame, boring. But I still absolutely love the mode, especially the old stuff, so I would describe myself as a pretty casual player. I'm not a game developer, I don't really know the ins and outs of game development, design, art, animation, engineering, but I do see the final product, and so when people that know more about this than me are raising concern, that not only piques my interest, but worries me about the future of this franchise. It's already dwindled a lot. You combine into that all of the other news and rumours that we've been hearing as of late, ever since I feel the Microsoft acquisition has gone through, and this isn't only Call of Duty specific, almost every studio under Activision has had massive restructures and layoffs. I can only be honest and say what I'm observing. I don't see any positive of Microsoft taking over Activision. All of these, in quotation marks, bad things that they're doing right now could in the future turn out to be for the better, but it definitely doesn't come across that way at the moment. And so when people that know more about this subject than I do raise concerns about AI being used more in game development, then it becomes something to think about. So let me just show you the post. Charlie Intel said a Treyarch job listing suggests the studio may be looking to use AI tools in art dev. An animator role states a person will polish 2D art that is made by humans and generative AI tools. Microsoft has been making a push for AI use in game development as part of their AI tools. And the job description Treyarch put up was they are looking for talented 2D artists and animators, which is weird in of itself because COD is a 3D game. There are very limited circumstances, in my opinion. Again, I don't fully know where 2D artists and animators would be needed. I mean, of course they would, but I feel like I'd struggle to go in game and find 2D art or animation products. But what you'll need for this role is advanced expertise in working with generative AI tools such as Stable Diffusion, Viscom or equivalents, and what you'll be doing, as Charlie Intel just said, is polishing 2D art made by humans and generative AI tools. So this confirms, as we know Microsoft are trying to implement into studios that are under them, AI, but the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was those, I'm sorry to say it, lame and disappointing cutscenes that we got for the Black Ops 4 Zombies maps Alpha Mega and Tag der Toten that were 2D. You just compare those 2D cutscenes to any other quality 3D cutscene that we've had. Okay, they're not terrible, they do tell a story, but they don't look good, they're not as satisfying. Yes, they do a job, but nowhere near as good as a proper 3D cutscene would. So it's instances like this that use 2D art and animation that I would rather not see in a 3D game, because I think there's so much more you can achieve with it. And now when we're being told that they're looking for a 2D artist and animator to polish off human and AI work, one, that makes me ask the question, are we going to be getting more of this in the future? And well, two, instead of this here being made by a human artist, as it would have been in the future, is it going to be made by AI? Just talking COD Zombies specifically, but this also applies to the multiplayer and the campaign and Warzone. I think this game has lost its soul. Treyarch Zombies has lost its art direction, it's become more generic, it's lost its uniqueness, all stuff which surely can only get worse with the introduction of AI. no matter how good AI is, and I'm sure there are lots of positives to it, I know there are, productivity being the main one, this could mean we end up getting a lot more content in future games, which would be super nice for the zombies mode because that's been lacking. Generative AI will definitely achieve that, so that's a plus. But human animators and artists have emotion, their own expressions. You could say, well, even with human artists and animators, zombies still lost its soul, but surely that can't get better or come back with the introduction of AI because, well, AI doesn't have any of that. And to go along with this, another thing that I saw Rizzo say, which I completely agree with, is if you just look at the art style of COD Zombies now, it's so generic. All of the maps are just military bases with purple crystals. All of the characters and operators that we play as are boring. Whatever happened to crazy castles that we saw in Rise and Draka? Unique characters such as Richtoff and Takeo, Nikolai and Dempsey? Whatever happened to maps like Shadows of Evil, Origins, Mob of the Dead? The Treyarch team literally went to Alcatraz, completely mapped out that island and turned it into a zombies map. So much work went into it, and if you look at, well, zombies maps now, the art style for the most part is so generic that it may as well have been made up by AI. It just feels so lifeless and soulless. But surely the solution to that is not only giving the developers more time to work on games and maps and a bigger budget, but also bringing in new developers that have new ideas. Surely the solution is not to replace them with AI, but either giving them more resources to work with, which is kind of what this is, or just bringing in some new and better artists that understand what video games should be. I randomly saw this tweet from someone who said in regards to it, the irony in all of this is that at the current studio where I'm working, one of the founders is the original founder of Treyarch. I'd be interested to know what studio he's actually working at, but he says the studio is actively against generative AI at the studio. In fact, it's against the rules to use it for production. Somebody else who is a film concept artist and illustrator said Treyarch making it abundantly clear they have zero concerns about ethics, liability or copyright with generative AI. I know it's my personal dream job to pull a slot machine lever and polish the output for a AAA studio. The only thing I would question is this Treyarch's decision, or is it more of a push from Microsoft? And yes, I get artists, developers, people who make renders are going to see this from a different perspective to people like me who just play the game. I don't think this is all bad. Like I said, there's a possibility this does mean more content because it takes the workload off human artists and animators, but I think there's also a lot it takes away, and in a world where there's a lot of people wanting to become a game developer, an artist, an animator, and living in a world where those jobs are going to be taken by AI and less humans are needed, I can understand the frustration. And from my point of view, my biggest worry would be, well, COD Zombies, I think, has lost itself. It feels more and more soulless the further we go on, and with the introduction of AI, or with AI replacing human roles, how could that get fixed? Because, well, surely, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but AI can't replicate the same emotion as humans, and that's a important part, a very important one, when it comes to any art style. I honestly don't know where I am with this, and I can't lie and say I fully understand it either, but it's definitely food for thought for everyone. So yeah, there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. We are almost at 700,000 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed, I'd appreciate that. But I will see you all in the next video. Until then, goodbye.